Well, I've seen adaptations of this song for guitar. I've seen it done on violin, flute, keyboard. Peter Hollins did a very popular a cappella version of it, but I haven't seen anybody do it on the mandolin, and it's actually easier on the mandolin than it is on guitar. So I'll give a little lesson at the end of this presentation and show you how to do this song on mandolin. When a humble bard graced to ride along with Geralt of Rivia, along came this song. From when the Whitewood fought the silver-tongued devil, his army of elves at his hooves did they revel. They came after me with masterful deceit, broke down my lute and they kicked in my teeth, while the devil's horns minced our tender meat, and so cried the witcher, he can't be bleed. Toss a coin to your witcher, a valley of plenty, a valley of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your witcher, a valley of plenty. At the edge of the world, fight the mighty horde that bashes and breaks you and brings you to mourn. He thrust every elf far back on the shelf, high up on the mountain from whence he came. He wiped out your pest, got kicked in his chest. He's a friend of humanity, so give him the rest. That's my epic tale. Our champion prevailed, defeated the villain. Now pour him some ale. Toss a coin to your witcher, a valley of plenty, a valley of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your witcher, a friend of humanity. Toss a coin to your witcher, a valley of plenty, a valley of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your witcher, a friend of humanity. Toss a coin to your witcher, a valley of plenty, a valley of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your witcher, a friend of humanity. Alright, so as I said, this one's quite easy. It starts with strummed chords, and the first one is an A minor, which you can clearly see my finger positions on. So I'll show you how to make the A minor if you're not familiar with the mandolin. What I'm doing is barring the G and D strings on the second fret, and then I'm adding the third fret on the A string, and then the E string is open. Then it's a D chord, which is the outer strings on the second fret. So the G and the E strings are on the second fret, and the D and A strings are open. Then it becomes a D minor. So again, still the second fret on the G string, the D and A strings are open, and the E string is on the first fret. And then back to the A minor. And then to an E minor, which is the second fret on the middle two strings. So the outer strings, the G and the E, are open. The D and the A strings are on the second fret, which I do with one finger, but if you've got little fingers, you can do it with two. And then to make the E major, you add the first fret on the G string to that. So it goes from E minor to E major. And that's most of the chords that you'll need for the song. Then there's the little picked pattern for the first verse. Now it only does that extended part during the first, or during the second stanza rather. Because you're going to sing the first stanza with the strummed chords. And then this part, you're going to sing the second stanza with what I'm going to call an extended chord pattern, and then the chord pattern is going to change for the third and fourth stanzas. Okay, so the first pattern is the 3, 5, 7th fret on the D string, and the 5th fret on the A string, and then the E string is open. So play the D string, the E string, back to the D string, to the A string. And then it just rocks back and forth between the D and A strings. Then the D string is going to come down. Then you're going to come down to the 4th fret on the D string, still the 5th fret on the A string. Then we're going to go down to the 3rd fret on the D string, still the 5th fret on the A string. Then we're going to hit the 5th fret on both the D and the A strings. And then back to the 4th fret on the D string, still the 5th fret on the A string. Then we're going to go back up to the 5th fret on both the D and A strings. Only this time it's going to add a little half step up right at the end of that. So just like that. And that half step up to the 6th fret is on the D string. You'll notice that the A string stays on the 5th fret throughout this entire thing. The E string stays open. So the only thing that's moving is the position on the D string, even though now that's what I call the extended pattern. Then for the last two stanzas of the first verse, it's going to do the chord pattern, which is the same chord pattern that it started with. Only it's doing it up here, so it's A minor. This is a D major, actually, or it stands in place of the D major. Then it'll go down to the D minor. Then it's going to go to the A minor. And then this stands in place of the E minor. And then that's kind of the shift up to the major. So it'll start with the 7th fret on the D string, 5th fret on the A string, 4th fret on the D string, 5th fret on the A string, 3rd fret on the D string, 5th fret on the A string. Back to the original position with the 7th fret on the A string, or on the D string, 5th fret on the A string, 5th fret on the A string and the D string. And you're going to walk that up a half step on the D string to the 6th fret. Okay, now it's time for the chorus, which is an A minor chord, and it's all strummed. All of this is strummed. So the A minor chord, which is, again, the 2nd fret on the G and D strings, 3rd fret on the A string, the E string is open. Then an E major, which is the 1st fret on the G string, 2nd fret on the D and A strings, the E string is open. Then we're going to play a C chord, which is the outer 2 strings are open, 2nd fret on the D string, 3rd fret on the A string. And then we're going to just take that form and move it up a whole step. So again, so we've got the 4th fret on the D string, the 5th fret on the A string. So it's just the C chord moves up here, so it's a D chord, but there's some extra notes. There's some extra notes in it because I'm leaving the G and the G and the E open. And then to the A minor. I'm going to go back to that little D chord, which the guitar line doesn't do, but I'm doing it because it just sounds good. And then it'll do that again, A minor to E major to C to the D. Now we're going to suspend the fifth, and then we're going to back it down so it becomes A suspended fifth down to the or A suspended third rather down to the E major. So what I'm doing here is I'm barring the lower three strings. The E string will remain open, but the G, D, and A strings, I'm on the second fret, and then drop that down so that I'm on the second fret of the D and A string to the E. So I'm going to do the entire thing slowly for you. When a humble bard graced to ride along with Geralt of Rivia, along came this song. From where the White Wolf fought, from where the White Wolf fought, the silver-tongued devil, his army of elves, at his hoofs did they revel. They came after me with masterful deceit, broke down my lute and they kicked in my teeth. So that's the first verse, and then the chorus. Toss a coin to your wager, O Valley of Plenty, O Valley of Plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your wager, a Valley of Plenty. And I just throw in this little riff, which I've heard a lot of guitarists do, but I'm changing it a little bit to make it easier to play on the mandolin. So that's a turn from the second to the third fret and then open on the A. So that's just a little hammer on, a pull off from the second fret to the third fret on the A, and then pull off to open. And then I'm just doing that as all one pull off. So I'm starting on the fifth fret of the D string, pulling off to the fourth, pulling off to the second, pulling off to the open position. And then for the second verse, it's just a chord pattern from the beginning. So it's just that A minor, D major, D minor, A minor, E minor, E major, and that's pretty much the entire song. So that's Toss a Coin to Your Witcher, broken down for the mandolin.